We specialize in litigation, so we're in the state and federal courts in civil and some criminal cases. My duties and responsibilities are to my clients to defend them, to prosecute their cases when they're on the plaintiff's side, to advocate for them in court, and to counsel them outside of court so they can have the best advice and accomplish their goals consistent with what the law provides. I don't think I could assign exact percentages to all the different components of what I do, but I will tell you the categories and how it breaks down. There is a certain amount of time that you are spending communicating with your clients. Email now is more important than ever. There are some clients who just want to text with you. There's one client in particular that I'm thinking of, even though he has email and a telephone. So staying in close touch with your clients is obviously critical, even though you may not have something hot and heavy going with that client at that given time. It's important to stay in touch with your clients and remind them that you're alive and you're there for them if they need you. There's another category of time, as you said, that is spent in court, in trial, or at a law in motion hearing of some kind. There's another category that is time spent in discovery, so that's time looking at documents that are produced under a subpoena, sending out subpoenas for documents, going to depositions, taking depositions, which is taking sworn testimony in a private conference room like we are here today sitting in this room, or attending depositions that someone else is taking, defending a deposition if it's your client. If there's travel, you know, being on the road, you know, we're licensed to practice in some courts in other states and in the federal courts, and sometimes you spend a certain amount of your time traveling. I would say the written word has become much more time-consuming in our practice than it ever was when I started. The nature of civil litigation today is very dependent on preparing written briefs for the court and making sure those briefs are of very high quality. In the British system, oral advocacy is very important, and the emphasis is more on the spoken word. In the American system, the written word has become more important than ever before, and having really good papers often is the key to success or failure. So we find that we spend probably most of our time working on written work product briefs and motions and written discovery requests. Then maybe a last category would be what I would call professional activities. There's one group I'm involved with called the Wallace Inn of Court, and that's a private club of judges and lawyers that gets together once a month. We have continuing legal education program. There's a social component to it, and certainly I think there's a marketing aspect to that. Lawyers that see you and like you, may refer you a case, and we have got some referrals out of that. And it's important to do that stuff. And then if you've got time left over to do pro bono work, I think that's a great thing to do because there's such a great need in our society for people that don't have the money to hire a lawyer, and that's most people, to have representation. And when we've been able to do that, we've done it. I'm ashamed to say that I haven't done nearly enough of it in probably the last couple of years as I should. But those are all the different ways in which we spend our time.